There's been a great deal of talk, both in our industry and other industries, about ensuring that we have an appropriate level of diversity and also to make sure that we are inclusive. So in other words, access to a career in this industry is available to anybody who wants it, anybody who can demonstrate that they are appropriate and are interested in it. I think diversity is a really interesting subject and certainly one that you can debate a lot. There's obviously a difference between gender diversity, neurodiversity, also educational background, and there's all sorts of other aspects we can do in terms of ensuring that we have a balanced community. It's interesting to note that a lot of the presentations that talk about this from our perspective in terms of the cybersecurity industry is access to additional resource. So in other words, we're going to bring more people into the industry because we're more diverse. In addition to that, it also allows us the opportunity to have a different perspective. So in other words, we're building different teams with different attributes, and all of those things are really very positive. But I think the most important aspect we should consider is that it's both a moral and social responsibility for us to ensure that we are both diverse in terms of the population of the people we utilise, and also we're inclusive in terms of the people that we allow in. Rather than me describe this in detail, I'd really like to pass over to another short video. This is a school in Tanzania called The Voice. It's a really interesting place, and basically it comes forward with the idea of providing education for young girls and also albinos. So in other words, it looks at both gender diversity and other forms of diversity and provides, I believe, much more opportunities. So I'd now like to hand over to this particular video.
The Voice Secondary School started in 2013. That was January, with 3 students. And currently we have 120 students. That just to give you an overview of what The Voice is and what The Voice stands for. The name The Voice, well, it has a meaning to us because we want to give a voice to the voiceless, to the novice, people whom we think in our community they were left out, particularly when it comes to education. Now, The Voice is standing here to inspire people, to educate them, and empower them. Now, we are looking at a group of people here. And one of the group which we're interested in is the girls. Now, as the pioneer of this school, I come from a family of 13 children. And among the 13, we are 4 boys and 9 girls. My dad didn't want to take the girls to school. And that was a take-off point for me to think about my sisters. And initially, I thought when I finished my studies, I should start a school, a girls' school. But as I went through my studies, that kind of thinking shifted a little bit because there were some more groups which are left out, not only girls. So, girls is priority, and I've discovered that people like the albinos, they're also left out. They don't get quality education, they're hiding, they are hunted, they are killed. And now, to us, having the Voice School is very important. The girls are otherized, they are not counted as, well, as members of the family, but my dad, from my dad's point of view, well, a girl is a bark of another tree. Now, is another person, not one of us. She's just passing by. So why do we educate them? My dad was against that, but I had a different opinion. I had a different perspective. And that's why girls are very important to us. And therefore, the Voice stands for the girls. And that's why now, in our business plan, we put the ratio of 2 girls to 1 boy. So in the long run, when the school is in a full-fledged position, then we're expecting to have more girls than the boys. And the other group is the albinos. We're looking at education to be a very powerful tool in helping out these groups which were left out, no quality education. So the albinos, instead of crying and complaining, and we encourage them, albinism is not a disease, it's just a condition. And they are very capable. So we encourage, we empower them, we inspire them so that they can do better through education. We can get doctors from there, we can get lawyers, and then they can stand for themselves and they can speak for themselves. So what we do at The Voice is creating an environment of including everybody, no discrimination of any sort. So we are enrolling students at The Voice from all walks of life. If it comes to religion, we welcome anybody. Christians from different churches, Muslims, and even those who have no religious affiliation at all. So it is inclusive. The girls and the boys, we treat them equally. So it's providing a quality education in equal environment and accepting our diversity in unity. So we're talking about inclusion here. And we have tried it and it's working. The albinos are very comfortable. The girls are very comfortable. They are working very hard. Just to give you a taste of what is happening since we started in 2013, our result is amazing. Our Form 4 result 2014, well, we're ranking number 8 out of 146 schools in the region. That's Arusha. And the Form 2 results 2014 was absolutely fantastic as well. We had 28 students, and out of the 28 students are 25 distinctions, and we have 3 merits. So we think we are building on that. Now, taking you through the vision of the school. Well, we're looking at a school which is very small at the moment, but it has moved from 3 students to 120 students this year. And we're expecting next year to have 140 students, building gradually, slowly, but with standards. In results, in character excellence, and also getting other people included in this good cause. Now, the focus and the vision of the school is, well, providing quality education, and that goes with the number of students we enroll here. Our maximum number of students in this school is 35 per class. And that makes it easier for our teachers to do it. And number 2, apart from providing quality education, is the teachers' recruitment, the qualities of the teachers we want here, the properties of the teachers. We want teachers who are qualified in education. We are taking diplomas and degree holders. But they should be also acceptable by the students, not just, well, it's not an interview which we just do, the panel interview, but we involve the students to look at the qualities of the teachers. And if they accept them, that, okay, this one, we can take this one, and that we go for him. But they should also be people who are competent, people who are friendly to students, that they can sit down with the students and discuss issues and reason and come up with something which is really helpful in life. And number 3, we're looking at expanding the school. And expansion is taking place very slowly, gradually, looking at our resources, what do we have? And at the moment, well, we started with 4 classrooms and a small single room for laboratory, and is used for chemistry, for biology, for physics. But our intention is to have separate laboratories for the 3 subjects, sciences, I mean. And we have a small building for the administration. We call it the administration block. But we're shifting from that place, the old campus where we started, and we are bringing the school here. These are new classrooms, this side, and we have managed to construct 3 classrooms, an office, and toilets for the boys. And we have managed also to construct 2 dormitories behind these buildings here for the girls. And we have this big hall here for, it's a multi-purpose hall really, which will be taking exams, we'll be trying to when we have presentations and meetings, and the students can be sitting there comfortably. And we have some more toilets. But our intention is to move from that to construct some more classrooms. We have our resources, and we're starting now to generate a small surplus from the school fees. But our intention is also to get some money to construct more 5 classrooms and a laboratory and an admin block right here. But that takes now into playing. We're inviting everybody, those who are interested in the good cause we are doing. And we believe in working together in joint venture, in partnership. And apparently we have had a wonderful link. And this is helpful to our students. We have a wonderful link with the Georgia board, and it has been working very well. And our students, have had an opportunity to go to the UK, and they have learned quite a lot. And we can't forget mentioning the name of Danny Maloney and people like Jenny Hammer for what they have really tried to put together, the link. So it's really a mutual learning aspect here, that the UK students are coming in, they learn, and our students are going there, they learn. Our teachers, the same. So it's wonderful that it's not just construction we're talking about here. We're talking about also the learning aspect, bringing our students out there and they get the exposure. And that's a very powerful tool again, because they're not just in their small world, they are getting some integration of some ideas from different people, from different areas. And that is very interesting. So our school, I think, is welcoming other schools who are interested to come and give them their ideas and exchange their perception and the way they look at things. Now, even our students, we try to tell them not to lock themselves in their small world. They should be thinking. So we're training students to think about their community as well, to think about what is happening out there. And even the albinos now, they are thinking about that. And that's why we are saying, we are campaigning and saying, stop killing the albinos. They are just as equal as me, as you, as somebody else out there. And they are very clever, and they are very powerful people, and they are very good contributors of the community. And they're not just Tanzania, but also they can be very contributors in the worldwide. So we think that's the right way of doing things. So our school is really an open-minded school. So we believe in teamwork. And that's why I began my introduction as a team leader, leading a wonderful team. I can't do it alone. We can do it together. And everybody is welcome to do it. And if this school is successful, then Arusha is successful. And if Arusha is successful, Tanzania is successful. And if Tanzania is successful, then Africa is successful. And Africa is part of the world, the big globe. So if Africa is successful, then less problems with the globe. So the globe is successful. So is a teamwork.
I really hope you enjoy that short video clip of the school in Tanzania. I think it shows us a lot of things. It shows us the necessary and how important it is to have diversity and inclusion. But really some of the important aspects it shows is access to education. And really what we need to do is to ensure that we encourage young people to consider a career in the cybersecurity industry and ensure that we've got appropriate levels of education in all areas to make sure that they are adequately skilled, both for the normal working environments, but also working within the cybersecurity industry. I also think it shows that the need to look wider than just making sure that we have an appropriate gender balance. And what we need to do is to look carefully in terms of the work we do in terms of neurodiversity, but also to make sure that we have an open and inclusive industry that's not absolutely dependent on your formal educational background, but also recognises your skill, knowledge and competence and enthusiasm about a particular area. So the move towards the professionalisation of this industry, I think, have to take all of those things into account. They have to ensure that we're diverse from a gender perspective. They have to ensure that we're diverse from a neurodiversity perspective. And also we're inclusive from people with different educational standards, different educational needs, different ways of learning and different ways of working. If we achieve this, we'll not only have the benefits that we described in terms of having better access and a wider area in terms of understanding and teams available to us within the cybersecurity industry, but I also believe we'll be acting, I believe, in the important moral and social responsibility aspects in terms of making sure this is a really exciting industry to work in.